You know, there's something truly special about getting older. Life has given you decades of experiences, wisdom, and maybe even a few good stories to tell. But let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered what sets apart those folks who seem to keep going strong well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond? You might think it's just good genes or luck, but what if I told you there are little signs, little clues, that can tell you you're built for the long haul? That's exactly what we're talking about today. If you're 70 or older and you notice these 3 signs in your life, chances are you're one of those remarkable people who's going to be around for a good, long time. And the best part? These aren't complicated or mysterious. They're simple, everyday things that you might already be doing without even realizing how powerful they are. So let's dive in, shall we? Because whether you're curious, hopeful, or just looking for a little reassurance, this is for you. The first sign, you still have a spark of curiosity. Think about the last time you learned something new. Maybe it was figuring out how to send a text message, picking up a new recipe, or even just asking a question about something you saw on the news. That right there, that curiosity, is one of the biggest markers of a long, vibrant life. You see, research has shown that people who stay curious, who keep their minds active and engaged, tend to live longer and healthier lives. It's not about being an expert or knowing everything. It's about that little spark that makes you say, I wonder how that works. Take my friend George, for example. He's 82, and last year, he decided to learn how to paint. Not because he's trying to be the next Picasso, but because he thought it might be fun. And you know what? He loves it. It gives him something to look forward to, something to talk about, and most importantly, it keeps his mind sharp. Now, you don't have to take up painting if it doesn't interest you. Maybe for you, it's reading, crossword puzzles, gardening, or even just having lively conversations with friends. The key is that you're still asking questions, still exploring, still finding little ways to keep your brain active. Because here's the thing, when you stay curious, you're not just passing the time. You're telling your brain, hey, we're still in this. And that kind of attitude does wonders for your overall health. So if you find yourself wondering, learning, or trying new things, even in small ways, that's your first sign. You've got the kind of mind that's going to keep you going for years to come. The second sign, you move without it feeling like a chore. Now let's talk about movement. I know, when you hear exercise, you might picture running marathons or lifting heavy weights, and that's not what we're talking about here. But think about your average day. Do you find yourself naturally staying active? Maybe it's puttering around the garden, taking short walks, dancing to your favorite old tunes, or even just getting up to stretch throughout the day. That right there, that's the second sign. Movement doesn't have to be intense to count. In fact, some of the healthiest seniors I know are the ones who simply keep going. They don't sit for hours on end. They find little ways to stay in motion. And science backs this up. Regular, gentle movement improves circulation, keeps joints flexible, and even boosts mood. The best part? If you're doing this already, it probably doesn't feel like exercise. It just feels like life. And that's exactly how it should be. Now, these first 2 signs are powerful on their own, but there's one more that ties everything together, and it might surprise you. So let's keep going, because this last one could be the most important of all. Now, we've talked about curiosity and movement, 2 wonderful signs that you're built for longevity. But there's one more thing, and honestly, it might be the most surprising of all. Because it's not about what you do, it's about how you feel. The third sign, you have a deep sense of purpose. Let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, do you have something, even something small, that makes you think, I'm glad to be here today? Maybe it's seeing your grandkids, tending to your roses, meeting friends for coffee, or even just watching your favorite show with a cup of tea. That feeling, that sense that your days matter, is a huge predictor of a long, fulfilling life. Studies have found that seniors with a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, recover from illness faster, and even maintain sharper minds. And it makes sense, doesn't it? When you have reasons to get up in the morning, your body and mind respond. You take better care of yourself. You stay connected. You keep going. Now, purpose doesn't have to be some grand, life-changing mission. For my neighbor Ethel, it's baking pies for her church every Sunday. For my Uncle Joe, it's feeding the birds in his backyard. Simple things, but they give him joy, something to look forward to. That's the magic of it. Your purpose is whatever makes you feel like you matter. So if you've got something, big or small, that gives your days meaning, that's your third sign. And if you're thinking, well, I'm not sure I have that, don't worry. Sometimes purpose is quiet, hidden in the little routines we don't even realize are keeping us going. Why these 3 signs work together? Now, here's the beautiful part. These 3 signs, curiosity, movement, and purpose, they don't just exist on their own. They feed into each other. Think about it. When you're curious, you find new things to enjoy, and that gives you purpose. When you have purpose, you want to stay active to keep doing the things you love. And when you move your body, your mind stays sharper, which keeps that curiosity alive. It's like a little cycle of vitality. That's why people who have these 3 things tend to live longer. It's not just about good genes or luck. It's about how they're living. And the best news? Even if you only see 1 or 2 of these signs in yourself right now, you can nurture the others. So now you know the 3 signs. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something even more important. How to make the most of this knowledge, no matter where you're starting from. Because the secret to a long, happy life isn't just about having these signs, it's about what you do with them. So now you know the 3 signs: curiosity, movement, and purpose. Maybe you saw yourself in all of them, or maybe just 1 or 2 stood out. But here's what I really want you to remember. It's never too late to nurture these qualities in your life. Whether you're 70, 80, or beyond, small shifts can make a big difference in how you feel and how long you live. How to cultivate these signs in your own life. Let's start with curiosity. If you've always thought, I'm not the curious type, think again. Curiosity doesn't mean you have to take up astrophysics or learn a new language, unless you want to. It can be as simple as watching a documentary about a place you've never been, asking a grandchild to teach you about their favorite hobby, even just paying a little more attention to the birds outside your window, noticing their colors, their songs. The key is to stay open, to let yourself wonder. And if you ever feel like your curiosity is fading, try this. Ask 1 why or how question a day. Why do I like this song? How does my garden grow so well in that corner? Questions keep the mind young. Now, movement. If the word exercise makes you groan, forget it. Let's call it joyful motion instead. The goal isn't to sweat or strain. It's to find ways to move that feel good. Maybe that's swinging your arms to old music while you make breakfast, taking a short walk where you notice 3 beautiful things: a flower, a neighbor's smile, the way the light hits the trees. Even just standing up and sitting down 5 times during TV commercials, it counts. The secret? Pair movement with something you love. Dance while you fold laundry. Stretch while you listen to Frank Sinatra. Make it fun, and it won't feel like work. And finally, purpose. If you ever feel like your days lack meaning, start small. Purpose isn't about changing the world, it's about connecting with it. For example, share a skill. Teach someone your pie recipe or how to fix a loose button. Leave little marks of kindness. Write notes for your mail carrier or call a friend who's lonely. Even caring for a pet or plant gives you a reason to rise and shine. Remember Ethel, who bakes pies for her church. She once told me, those pies aren't just dessert. They're my way of saying, I'm still here, and I still have something to give. That's purpose. A final thought. You're already doing better than you think. If you're watching this, chances are you're doing something right. Maybe you're the type who always makes others laugh, or who never misses a chance to learn, or who greets each morning with gratitude, even on the tough days. That's the stuff of longevity. So don't stress about adding more to your plate. Instead, think of this as permission to keep doing what brings you joy. Tend to your hobbies. Move in ways that feel good. Cherish the people and moments that make life sweet. That's how you build a life that lasts. Closing words. Before I go, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, tell me, which of these signs do you see most in yourself? Or what's one small thing you'll try this week to invite more curiosity, movement, or purpose into your days? Your stories inspire all of us. And if this video resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps others find this message too. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on thriving at any age. Remember, growing older isn't about counting years. It's about making those years count. Here's to your health, your happiness, and many more sunrises to come. Until next time, keep shining.